being able to be compassionate, I think, is so wise, genuinely. Like when I think of compassion, I think of Pisces. When I think of wisdom, emotional wisdom, especially, I think of Pisces. A lot of Pisces people, maybe they're seen as weak for being nice, but a lot of their kindness comes from compassion because Pisces understands, the rest of the zodiac. They're the 12th sign, right? So they're really able to look back and understand the inner demons that all of the other signs are dealing with, right? So Pisces, because they're, also ruled by the 12th house in astrology, they're really able to tap into the subconscious mind and understand why people act out the way that they do. And when they're able to do that, right? Like when you're curious about why people are behaving this way and you try and understand it, that's when you're compassionate, right? Good, you guys. How was your holidays? I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. And I hope you ate good food. And I hope the reality of the week after a holiday week wasn't too harsh for you. And actually, can we talk about it? I think it's diabolical for the week after the holiday week, a week that is already too serious in any given year, falls on the full moon week. Like, I just feel like those two things should not go together because it's like a double fuck you to us as humans. Because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, like the week after, even the week after New Year's, right? Like you're just like back, like you were just vacationing, probably like work was chill, depending on your job for the week. And now you're back into it and everything just feels so serious. It's just so serious. It's already a really annoying week because of that. But for a full moon week to fall on that, like full moon energy is already really heavy and it makes you tired or angry or anxious. It's just not always the best state of mind that you're in when it's the full moon. So I feel like those two things together, it was kind of like a recipe for disaster. And it was a full moon in Gemini, so I don't know about you guys. My head was all over the place, even more than usual as a Gemini moon. And I checked, it was like a couple of degrees away from my natal moon. So it was like right there. And I mean, I meditated and I told myself, no matter what happens today at work or personal life, I'm not going to let my mind just run off and go insane, And it was a hectic day because it also fell on, no, it fell on a Thursday, right? Okay, yeah. But like the days leading up to it, I was about to say it fell on Mercurial Day Wednesday, but no, it didn't. So at least we had that, but that doesn't mean like the day before a full moon, you're not still feeling the full moon effects. So I feel like the couple of days leading to it, I usually get really bad sleep during full moons, and that's like a known thing, a symptom for a lot of people. Like you just don't get the best sleep the days leading up to a full moon. It's a lot of restless energy, which makes sense because, your inner werewolf wants to come out. Oh, that sounded like a ghost. I don't know what the hell that was. That was really cringe, but we're going to keep it in there because exposure therapy. Rejection therapy? What is it? No, it's not rejection therapy. It's exposure therapy, right? Yeah. We'll go with that. You think I can't just edit that out and just pretend that like I didn't do that super cringe thing? Yeah, I can, but I'm going to leave it there because we're doing exposure therapy and we're yapping. So yeah, like I feel like leading up to it, I usually don't get good sleep. And that was definitely the case because it was also in Gemini, a very active moon sign. It's my own moon sign. And I actually made sure to give myself more hours to sleep or like just like a normal amount of sleep because, I had work the next day on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, right? And it was just restless sleep. I felt like I drank, I don't know, like a Monster energy drink before bed. And I didn't because I was just tossing and turning. My mind was just dreaming. And I don't dream that often anymore, to be honest with you. I really don't. Ever since I've been medicated for my trauma, no, just kidding, for my depression and anxiety, I have just felt so, and my ADHD, I just don't dream that often. And honestly, I'll take it, really, because your girl is getting full REM cycles, all right? And I've literally probably never had that since I was like 7 or 6. So I'll take that. I don't need to dream. My whole life is a dream. All right. Like everything I experience is a dream. Sometimes it's a nightmare, but a lot of times it's a dream that I have been enjoying. So yeah, it was just like a lot of restless sleep. So I don't know how you guys were feeling. Did you get good sleep this week? Because I did not. But that's the best part about a full moon is that when it's done, like it's just like it washes over you, right? Like it's almost like this big wave is coming, right? When a full moon is approaching and you're just like waiting for it to hit you because you know it's going to be intense. But then when it just cleanses you and it moves past you and you're just like standing in the ocean, steady and grounded, you just feel refreshed. And like that's how I feel after a full moon. So I hope that I get really good sleep tonight. And actually, I know I will. You know why? Because there's another thing that I did. I got a new mattress. Oh, I'm so excited. I was actually waiting for those Black Friday deals to get a new mattress, and the deals were dealing, and I got a new mattress, and it's firm as fuck. It's firm as fuck. I need a firm mattress. So my last mattress, they said it was firm. That shit was not firm. Actually, the reason I think my back problems got even worse than they should have been is probably because of my mattress, because my mattress was fucking with my back for almost like 2 years, but like I just almost like lied to myself that no, like it's not my new mattress. Like, no, I didn't just waste all my money. It was the mattress. All right. You don't know how many times I just had to sleep on my couch because my couch was firmer than my mattress. Isn't that insane? But I love my couch. Like, this is my emotional support couch. If anyone were to take it from me, I would end them. Genuinely. Anyway, so I was like, you know what, this is just ridiculous. So when I injured my back a few months back, I realized, oh yeah, my bed is definitely not helping because it's not firm and I need a firm mattress. So I finally got myself a firm mattress. It's just going to feel so damn good not to be tossing and turning because of my shitty mattress. Let me know what you bought during Black Friday that you are excited for because I need to know. Okay, let me know. Also, we're just gonna do random topics today. I mean, it's not any different than a lot of other days. What is you guys' like ultimate comfort show? Like ultimate, I'm talking you've probably gone through it like 10 times. You love to have it in the background. You know, I read that people, when we like to rewatch things, it means that our nervous systems are not at ease and they need healing. Because when we watch shows that we already know the ending to, something about that calms us, right? Because we know the ending, we know where it's going to go. So our nervous system feels at ease because it needs to be regulated, probably. And yeah, I agree. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, genuinely. So let me know what show you just always have in the background. You love it. One of mine, because I have many, is actually Charmed. I mean, can I be any more charmed and dangerous? No, Charmed, the TV show. I have been watching that shit since I was like, I don't know, when did it come out? Like, actually, no, I think it came out before I was in America. So I've been watching it since I was like, what, 12, maybe even younger. If you don't know Charmed, like, come on now. It's a show about three sisters who are witches, and the best part is they live in San Francisco. So yeah, the show is based in San Francisco. And, you know, if you didn't know, I live in San Francisco, so it's like a double nostalgia, right? Like it just feels so, I don't know, I feel so cozy and warm and happy on the inside whenever it's on. Yes, there's demons in there. Do you guys ever just do something you're like, I'm such a, insert your zodiac sign. Like, I'm such a Scorpio sometimes, and I'm just like, dude, like, you're such a fucking Scorpio. I think my Gemini Moon laughs at it a lot. But yeah, no, like, so there's demons on the show. Like, whatever. Life's filled with demons. As we learned in Scooby-Doo, the real demons, the real monsters are the people you know, right? Like, be not afraid of a thing that actually shows you what they are off jump, right? Be not afraid of someone that exposes themselves to you right off the jump, right? Because it's the people that hide it well and mask it well and come off nice that are actually demons, that you need to worry about, that are actually the scariest, you know? So in my opinion, when someone shows you who they are, and even though like that can be rude, disrespectful, angry, jealous, whatever it is that they are that you don't vibe with, if they're openly showing you that, they're actually doing you a service, you know, because they're showing you who they are, and if you choose to stay after, like, that's on you. You know what I mean? That's on you because they showed you who they are. Now, if people are manipulating and changing who they are to come off as a certain way in order for you to want to be around them, those people are scary. And yeah, you really can't blame yourself because they're really good actors and actresses. So Anyway, I don't know how that became about that, but I love the show Charmed. Let me know what show makes you feel really warm and cozy and happy on the inside. And no matter how many times you watch it, you'll just never get sick of it. And yes, if I had to pick between Prue or Paige, I'm picking Prue. I'm a Prue girly. Paige is great and all, and like I love the other seasons too. Now, if you don't know the lore, of Charmed. So this is a show that was so popular. Like I think it had like 7 or 8 seasons. And you know, those shows back in the day, it was like 22 episodes per season. And like, can we bring that back? Like genuinely, what is this like 7 episodes per season? Let's say even 10. You know what I mean? And it takes 2 years for it to come out. They were giving us like 24 episodes per season, 2 seasons a year. It's like people don't want to work anymore. I'm just kidding. You know, you work less, you know, fuck capitalism. But anyway, so in order for a show to have like 7 something seasons, it means it was popular and it was something that, you know, did well, and it did. But what happened was, it's about 3 sisters. Like after season 3, they kill off one of the sisters and they bring a new sister in, like a new half sister in. And I mean, it was a big scandal, you know. It wasn't just like, oh, like it's part of the storyline. No, they cut my bitch off. They fucking gave her a storyline where she died, you know. Spoiler alert for a show that was like aired 20 years ago, I guess. And it's because one of the other girls, the actress's name is Alyssa Milano. I love her too, but once I heard that she was like low-key a little bully and like allegedly, and iced out the girl that they killed off, right, in the show because she didn't want to work with her. Like, I kind of, like, didn't like that. I kind of hated that, you know? The vibe changed when my girl was gone, but it was still Charmed, so I will still watch all seasons, and I do still love Paige, but if I had to pick, I picked Prue. And, yeah, isn't that just crazy, though? Like, that's showbiz, but, like, also that's insane. Like, one person can really ruin it all for everyone. At any place, in any time, you know, like genuinely, like, have you guys noticed, maybe this is because I watch a lot of reality TV, which makes me quite, socially intelligent. I have come to realize that one person can really shift the dynamic of an entire group, right? Seen it on shows where one person leaves and like the next season is so fun, or like the energy just feels lighter, right? And it's because people can really, really affect the way other people express themselves, right? Like someone's energy can 100% affect, if you are not comfortable expressing yourself, or if you're just learning how to express yourself, and someone's energy can be very, like, I don't know, manipulative. It's really, I think your spirit, your soul almost knows that. So you almost protect yourself by not being yourself, or it's really easy for you to become a follower, right? Like a lot of different things can happen for you to suddenly not express yourself to the fullest, right? And when that person leaves the group, suddenly you're showing more of yourself to the group. Suddenly you're getting closer to certain people that you didn't even think you could become close with, but it's because of this one person that was kind of like puppeteering, right? So I just think it's really, really interesting. And yeah, I think it happens a lot when we're younger with like these groups that we're in, friendship groups that we're in. I've come to realize, I think also when you get older, yeah, like there is not that many friendship groups, or maybe like you have less friends because they're more quality friends, and maybe you have higher standards for what you consider a friend and who you choose to be around with, right? So I think when we're younger, though, we're just kind of like, the more friends you have, the better, like, right? Like quantity over quality. And you want to be liked by more people, right? Because again, you value being liked by more people more than like authenticity and figuring out who you are and whether you even want to be around all these people that you say you need to be friends with, right? But yeah, when you are around these big groups, I think, and you're younger, you don't realize how much these certain people, these puppeteers, these manipulators can affect the vibe of the entire group. And it's not always the same kind of personality. Like, it's not always the confident person that's like, you know, cocky, that's the manipulative one. Like, there's people that are manipulative that are shy. There's people that are manipulative that are quirky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just one type of personality, but it's really easy, I think, for people to think that it's just one type of personality that can be manipulative, right? Like, if we talk in manipulative, right? Like, and just think about it. Think about even, zodiac signs. Yes, Scorpio, one of our low vibrational qualities is we can be manipulative, emotionally manipulative, right? But also I think Tauruses can be manipulative because they can be manipulative in terms of assets, right? In terms of things and what they're choosing to provide for you, right? For you to change your behavior, right? The kind of resources they allow you to have. So there's just different ways for different signs to be manipulative. And I think it's important to keep your eyes open to all kinds of manipulation, okay? Beware. Sometimes I just look at Mango, my cat, and I'm just like, I just love him so much. Like, genuinely, I am obsessed with him. He's just the cutest little guy. And yeah, life without pets is boring, genuinely. And I relate this to my Gemini moon in the 6th. I have my moon sign. I have my moon in the 6th. So, pets, they have just a special place in my heart. I think for everyone. But when you have your moon in the 6th house, you get it. It's different. It's different with us. And I have a special connection to animals. They all love me. What can I say? Genuinely. You don't know how many times I've been around places where someone's dog that like is usually terrified or like doesn't like people because it's older, or a cat that doesn't come around, like the owners, whoever I'm around, get shocked. They're like, oh my god, little donut never comes out for anyone. Like, he hates people usually, and then he likes you, or like, what's her name, usually bites new people, but like, I'm like holding it. Genuinely happens often. So I just want to, I don't know, make that be known that animals love me, which means that I am one of the best humans to walk this planet. Like, my soul is like probably so damn innocent and sweet. Innocent is crazy. Innocent is crazy. Speaking of souls and innocence, I am actually reading a new romantasy. I feel like I need to talk about my books more. I was doing it for a while where I was giving my book recs, but I kind of stopped. I'm going to continue to do it again because best believe at any given point, I have a book I'm reading, and I read once a day, at least. Like, it is a hobby of mine, you guys. Genuinely, I'm so proud of how much. You just have to find books you like. And I have no problem saying romantasy and fantasy. That's my shit. I've read self-help books. Will I read more in the future? Maybe. Probably. But they're not like what gets me going. What gets me going are these like freaking fantasy worlds where I have to understand a whole new magic system and love and despair and yearning and war and all that shit, all the worlds that I should be living in. Like, genuinely, that's what it feels like. As a Gemini moon, I get to just hop into a new world, be a new person, have all these new friends, right? Like, experience someone else's mind. That's what it feels like, and world, when I'm reading a new book, and I'm obsessed with it. So the current book that I'm reading is called City of Gods and Monsters, and the series is called the House of Devils series, and I am obsessed. I love it so much. I just finished the first book. I'm taking like a 1-day breather before I buy the second one. It was so good. I am obsessed with it. There's vampires, there's werewolves, there's a dope ass magic system, there's devils. These devils are like bounty hunters. There's humans trying to survive in this world with all of these immortal beings. There's politics, there's love, duh. And I just love it. The reason I brought this up is because one of the devils, his power is that he can see people's auras. That's how he's able to be such a good bounty hunter, is because he can, feel people's energy and know where they're at, right? And he can also see people's auras. And one of the auras that he saw was like this human girl, and her aura was just like white because she was just like such a good person. So she was kind of like me, No, I'm just kidding. I'm not perfect. So yeah, anyway, that book was so good, and I'm excited to continue to read it. If you're reading any good books, let me know. If you want more book recs, let me know. I'm just going to start telling y'all when I'm reading a new book, and I'll let you know how I'm feeling about it. But yeah, House of Devils, first book, I like it a lot. A lot. Yeah. And the main MMC, yeah, he's hot. Like, that's a man, I mean, he's a devil. But that's a man. That's a good man. That's a good devil, Savannah. So yeah, check it out. Okay, so what rocked me, the new fact that I learned, the new study that just dropped as of like a week ago. I saw it like damn near everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Saw 5 different posts about it personally, but I'm sure there's so many other official accounts talking about it and whatever, right? So I learned that according to MRI scans recently, they have found out that teenage years last until age 32 at least, according to MRI scans, right? That is insane, and I love it. I think that is so true and valid, because who the hell said a 23-year-old is an adult? I'm sorry, I'm barely an adult now. Like, yeah, can I take care of myself? Yeah. I'm a child. I'm a kid. Like, you can't just, like, expect me to do everything by myself. Yet I do, and I thrive. But, like, sometimes I literally look around and I'm like, I'm going to my job, and, like, I have to pay rent. And, like, I have to take care of myself. How is this happen? Who let this happen? But I love the freedom that comes with it. But it just makes so much sense, and I think it's absolutely insane that they're like, from the ages of whatever to like 17, they're like, oh my God, my back just spasmed. I'm a kid. My back. It's just crazy that from the ages of like 0 to like 17, they're like, oh, you're a kid, you don't know anything, you have to follow these rules if you live under my house. And then 18, they're like, bye, figure it out. Like, you still haven't figured it out? What's wrong with you? Like, grow up, right? And emotionally, even like trying to completely shift your mindset in your 20s, and like, like people just expect you to get it even like in your late 20s. I think it's very scary, and people assume like, oh my God, like I'm about to turn 30 and I still don't have my life together. Like, what does that say about me? Well, it doesn't say much, because you're still a little teenager until 32, so relax. I think this should be plastered everywhere. Now, I don't want this to be also used as a way for like weaponized incompetence to be on the rise of like, well, I'm still a kid. Like, no, take some fucking responsibility. But also, like, when it comes to how you deal with emotions, I do think, we're still regulating our emotions out here, and just relating it also to your Saturn return, which typically happens from ages of like 28, 29, 30, right? And your Saturn return, if you're new to astrology, it's basically a transit that happens where Saturn is in the same location as it was when you were born, and Saturn, the planet, is tied to responsibility, right? Responsibility and karma, right? So a lot of times your Saturn return are these sombering times of life, because you're forced to take responsibility, and you're forced to take things seriously and really figure out who you are and what you want, and you're stripped almost bare of everything that you thought you are, and really you're forced to, be pushed towards this path that you're meant to be on, and all those distractions that used to hit and used to hide, how you're actually feeling, just suddenly just fall off, right? Fall right off. Like, all of that shit that was distracting you, everything that you told yourself was fine suddenly is not fine. You're really seeing life for what it is, and you're forced to take responsibility, right? So that is your Saturn return. And for the people that know Saturn returns, yes. So I feel like it makes sense that they're saying our teenage years, last until 32. Because if you think about it, that's like barely after your Saturn return, right? So like as your Saturn return is ending, that's when things are becoming a little bit more, they're clocking, it's like you're clocking it, right? It just makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense because even though your Saturn return is happening, like you're not just like suddenly like perfect when your Saturn return hits, right? You're going through all of these things that are probably really hard. And then afterwards is when you're able to really implement everything that you learned into your life, probably around the age like 32 and above. I just thought that was just so interesting because maybe, after your Saturn return, also you're doing a lot of the inner child healing with this newfound knowledge, right? With this newfound knowledge. And I think we just assume, at a certain point, for some people it's their, as soon as they turn 18. For some people it's their mid-20s. For some people it's their, late 20s when they think that they're an adult, right? When you think you're an adult. And I just think it's important to remember, even though, right, like we have to be responsible and like do all these things, right, as an adult, especially I feel like in your your late 20s or your early 30s, you really feel like you have the weight of the world on you because it's like, oh my God, I really am an adult now. Like seriously, like now I'm really an adult and I really have to get my shit together and figure out who I am and what I need to do, right? Like the pressure is on, but I feel like with this study, maybe we can take a, step back and understand that, yes, sure, yes, we're an adult, but just because you're 30 doesn't mean that you suddenly have figured everything out, even though society has made it feel that way, right? Like you're still very much healing yourself. And I think maybe with the power of your Saturn return, you can really sit there and understand, yes, these are all the things that I learned, but I'm still going to have compassion for myself when I fuck up. And I think that is also something that is really, really important about growing up. And I don't think even adults, adults that are maybe responsible in other ways, not all of them can do that. None of them have that compassion for themselves. And I think compassion is actually being able to be compassionate, I think is so wise, genuinely. Like when I think of compassion, I think of Pisces. When I think of wisdom, emotional wisdom, especially, I think of Pisces. A lot of Pisces people, maybe they're seen as weak for being nice, but a lot of their kindness comes from compassion because Pisces understands, the rest of the zodiac. They're the 12th sign, right? So they're really able to look back and understand the inner demons that all of the other signs are dealing with, right? So Pisces, because they're, also ruled by the 12th house in astrology, they're really able to tap into the subconscious mind and understand why people act out the way that they do. And when they're able to do that, right, like when you're curious about why people are behaving this way and you try and understand it, that's when you're compassionate, right? And I think a lot of times Pisces energy gets a bad rep for letting things go too easily. And don't get me wrong, you should have more boundaries, Pisces, but also that compassion that you hold for people, it's one of your biggest superpowers because people will never ever forget the people that had compassion for them when a lot of other people didn't, right? Like people really feel seen by you, Pisces. And that is one of the most magical parts of having a Pisces friend or lover or parent, right? They just have so much compassion for you and it just makes you feel so nice when you're going through shit to have someone that doesn't judge the decisions that have led you to be in this shitty situation or circumstance, right? Because I think a lot of it also comes from shame. When you go through things or things are happening, maybe you're really good at telling people what happened, but a lot of people, they don't want to tell people because they're scared of being judged or they're scared of people thinking they're stupid or that they made the wrong decision. But if you happen to have a Pisces in your life, you're typically going to feel really, really comfortable sharing your fuck up with them because Pisces is a sign that understands and forgives, and people, we just need more people like that.
Oh my goodness. Hi, little guy.
Everyone say hi to Mango.
Hi, baby. Isn't he just the sweetest guy?
Do you have anything to say? Such wisdom. Such grace. All right, bye. So I also got a new heated blanket, which honestly is, I didn't get it. My man got it for me. Love my man. And it's been the best thing that has happened to me and Mango. He will not leave it alone. Like, this is his favorite blanket now. Like, to sleep, he usually sleeps on his own little area. Now he's like sleeping on the blanket, and selfishly I'm like, I love you, but like, can you move? Like, I love cuddling with him all the time. I'm never gonna kick him off. But I also loved that, like, he loved to sleep in his own area, right? Like, I loved it. But now he's like obsessed with the blanket. I'm like, this is my blanket and I'm sharing it with you. But I think he thinks it's his blanket. It's fine. I think it's really cute when it's on and he's just like, he's loving it. And it gets cold as hell, you guys, in my apartment. Sometimes I feel like it's colder inside than outside in San Francisco. But yeah, I was not built for this. I mean, I've lived here for like 10 plus years, but truly when the weather hits 40 degrees, I'm like, no. No, I can't. But, there's people that are like in snow. I'm sorry. I'm California, okay? I'm a California girl. All right. It is rough out here when it's under 50 degrees. It's scary. It's scary. Oh my God. Okay. I want to vent about something. Well, not vent, but like talk about it, right? So this week I had a training. I had a course for project management, which my boss told me and my couple of my teammates about, and like told us to do it. And we were like, yeah, you know what? Why not? Let me further myself professionally, No, like I think it's really cool, and I was appreciative of it because those courses are not cheap. So I did that shit, and it was good, and I learned a lot of new things. But obviously, as the overthinker that I am, and as God's number one soldier as it relates to opposing capitalism and constantly talking my shit and, raising awareness of why we should work less and sleep more. I was looking at it and I'm like, you know what? Like, isn't it absolutely crazy that the whole point, I'm sorry, I was watching it, I was doing the training. I'm like, basically you're teaching us how to manage a project and to do things the fastest way we can with the least amount of people. And there's just this rush and sense of urgency of we have to do it at this time. Like, go, go, go. Okay, this is this person's. That is that person's. It's going to take this long. What if this person, slacks? And this is the critical path. And if we don't follow the critical path and we take longer, it's going to affect the whole project. It's just like a whole thing, right? Again, this is not talking shit about the course itself. Very appreciative of being able to take it. But still, it had me thinking, I'm like, this is all just capitalism. Like, it just gave capitalism because they just want us to work, do it faster. How can you be more productive? We're slaves to capitalism. And I mean, everyone knows this, but it's just insane to me because I'm still on the hamster wheel because I'm working like we all are, a lot of us. But I also know and I'm able to step, off the hamster wheel. Like I pride myself in my ability to always try to balance out my life and have a good work-life balance and also create, because if I wasn't creating, I would probably be going crazy, So I was thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? It's really annoying. This is annoying, but so many people are caught up in it and they're in the hamster wheel and they don't even know it. They don't even understand it. And those are the people that I feel so sorry for because they just assume, right? Like they're so caught up in it and their whole identity is tied to their job. And listen, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Like, it's just not healthy. It's not healthy at all. And we all have different reasons if our job is our everything, right? Like, when my entire identity was tied to my job, it came from this place of like needing safety and security, the safety and security that I didn't have as an immigrant child, right? So I had to work through that. So a lot of us have different reasons as to why maybe our job is our everything, or it just holds so much weight in our life, right? So I have compassion for that, but I just can't help but just like corporate culture or yeah, like I look at it and I'm like, wow, like just so many of it is tied to how much they want us to, right? And I'm not just talking about me personally, like in this world, right? In America, how much they're pushing us to work faster and faster and more efficiently and do more, right? Like they don't want to hire people. A lot of companies don't want to hire more people, even though they're paying one person to do 3 jobs, and they're paying them one person's salary, but they're doing 3 jobs, right? Like it's just crazy to me that so many people are stuck in these positions and maybe they don't have the courage, right? And they're scared of losing their job. They can't call these people out, but I genuinely think you should always know your worth. Always, always, always stand up for yourself. Always, 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 if you feel like this isn't going anywhere, like it's not getting better, you've already talked to your boss about it or HR or whatever. If shit's not happening, it's time for you to go, right? Like just as much as they can hire someone else, you can find another job. Like, and I get it, the market has been terrible the past few years, but again, as someone who's spiritual, and I would assume that if you're watching me, you're also spiritual, I think that you would agree that if you want something and you deserve it, the universe is going to work its magic and it's going to bring it to your doorstep. So first step is you believing. First step is you admitting that you want something better. And then the second step is you believing that you deserve it. And the third step is you just, putting in the work a little bit, right? Like I'm not talking go crazy, applying for jobs, right? Like just apply for places that you think you'd like, right? Apply for places that you're like, you know what? Yeah, right? Like really, really, really understand that it's about the internal energy. Like manifesting isn't just about you, just manifesting. Like you have to do the work a little bit too. And when you find that perfect balance of you, using your spirituality to believe that you receive it and, pull it towards you energetically, and you also doing the work, when you find that perfect balance, the universe will drop something really good onto your lap, something that is in alignment with you, right? Because sometimes maybe it's a shitty, shitty place and it's shitty, shitty people, and that sucks and you deserve better, but the universe is just really screaming at you and telling you this is not in alignment with who you are. I'm literally blatantly yelling at you. The universe is saying to you that this place is not for you. And you're still staying. So they're going to make it worse. The universe is making it worse. So you finally get fed up, right? So a lot of times you just need to understand that, yes, the situation may be shitty. And this goes for relationships too, right? Love too. Maybe they're a shitty ass person and you're like, why is this happening to me? Well, the universe is also screaming at you that it's time for you to leave and you're holding on for dear life, right? So at a certain point, you really got to ask yourself, is this happening to me, or am I choosing to stay because I'm scared of the unknown? Right? So always have the courage to try something new. Always have the courage to walk away because you get one life, okay? And you only get to be a child up until you're 32. Okay, let's end it on another good note. So obviously I visited my family for the holiday week, and I always told, myself, like, I can't wait for my nieces and nephews to get a little bit older, like be in their, be teenagers or tweens or whatever, so I can like give them advice, right, about like social dynamics, friends, all that shit, right? So it so happened that I think it was like a year ago. No, it was like a few months ago, maybe like half a year ago, my niece was telling me about this kid and like they were being annoying and basically like trying to say that she liked him even though she didn't, but was like being really weird about it, right? And like was annoying her, but she's a Leo, so she is that girl. So she's like, yeah, it's just so annoying. And I'm like, you know what? Next time he does it in front of everyone, I need you to make sure everyone's listening. And then you're going to reply, don't flatter yourself. She's like, oh my God, wait, that's so good, right? So anyway, I forget about that gold piece of advice and I go back to visit this past week, right? So my niece was like, oh my God, like, I have to tell you what happened. I told him don't flatter yourself, and he was like in shock, and everyone in the class was like, oh my God, it was so good. And I felt so proud. Like I genuinely felt so proud, and it just made me so happy that she just dropped that gem of a comeback and that I had helped her with that. More to come, but this is what I was built for. Genuinely. I don't know if I want kids. I'm not like a hell yes and I'm not a hell no. But knowing that I have these amazing nieces and nephews and like I just get to like bond with them and laugh with them and give them advice and give them great comebacks, truly, it makes my soul so, so happy. And I just genuinely felt like the proudest aunt ever. And I'm like, yep, that's my girl. Don't flatter yourself. It's truly one of the best comebacks. Like, it just hits on so many levels because it's not just going to be like short and sweet, but it's also like telling them something about them, like knocking them down like several pedestals because you're just telling them like, you really think about yourself that much, huh? Like you really think this was about you, huh? Like it really rattles people. And again, I always say short and sweet is always the best recipe for a comeback. Genuinely, the less you talk, the more power you have when it comes to people that are trying you. Genuinely, you want to rock them, right? You want them to keep thinking about it, that one thing you said. So don't flatter yourself. All right, you guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment about any of the topics I touched on. If I asked you direct questions, yes, this is like Dora. You need to answer. You need to comment it. So if you're listening also on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast, don't forget to leave me a review on whatever platform that you're watching or listening to me on. But come to the YouTube and leave me a comment. And, you know, we have a whole little community here. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Again, I hope you had the best holiday week. I hope this weekend is good to you and that you get some good sleep and some good rest and are having fun because it's Sagittarius season, baby. Okay, so go adventure a little bit, especially now that the full moon is, you know, is done, is gone. I hope that you guys are enjoying yourselves and having fun and adventuring, right? And keeping an open mind because that's what Sagittarius wants you to do. I do want to do some sort of Sag topic next week, right? I'll think about it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. And one of you did ask if I'm still going to be doing the Rising Sign series. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I just kind of fell off of it for a little bit because I've just been doing other things. But yes, it's still happening. I'm going to start it soon. I promise. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.